Hello E32 fans, welcome to another one of my videos. This time I will show you a video of an actual repair that my car needs. Oftentimes I'm making preventative maintenance, except that this time I really need to fix it. So let me just shut this off. Okay, so I'm starting the car now, and when I press on the brakes, you'll see the brake light circuit is lit and it says owner's manual. I'll show you in some footage there that the brake lights don't work at all. I only get the tail lights, the position lights, the front and rear, and I get the reverse lights, but no brake lights either in the center or left or right. So yeah, I really need to fix this because, of course, this is a safety issue. People need to know when I brake. So this is the actual brake light. So this one doesn't work, and the center one doesn't work as well. So I need to replace the brake light switch. So as with many of my repairs, I go with the genuine BMW part. So there's a logo right there. You can see it. It might be available in the aftermarket as an OE, but I didn't find anything that had, like sometimes you get the BMW logo is scratched off or something like that, but I could not find the equivalent in the aftermarket. So I went with the genuine part. It should be fairly simple to replace, I think. So let's crawl in the footwell area in front of the driver's seat, and let's take a look. We need to get access to the pedal area, so this large panel needs to be removed. So we'll remove this wooden panel first. I removed it off camera before I started, and basically you only pry, like from this side, and you push like this, and it will pry out. So just be careful not to damage the wood here, even though it's a metal substrate under it. It's a bit fiddly and fragile, so be careful. And then you can remove the connector, okay, like this. On the right of the steering wheel, we can use a trim tool to remove this panel. I pushed a button with my knuckles, and this started beeping. Oh, great. Okay, so it finally stopped beeping after 5 minutes. I guess this is a security feature of the 90s. Yeah, so don't touch any of the buttons on your radio. So this is how you remove the panel. You just pull it like this. So it's just a large grommet. Using a number 2 Phillips, you can remove the 3 screws that hold the upper part of the panel. Next to the hood release lever, there is one more screw hiding here. I lost footage for this last screw, but there's a screw next to the accelerator pedal and the center console that you need to remove also. You can remove the panel out of the way. And next we need to remove 4 10mm bolts that hold this large knee protection panel. Okay, next we need to remove this large plastic panel under the dash. You start by removing these sort of locking tabs, and you just turn them like a quarter of a turn. They're pretty easy to remove. And then there's a Phillips head screw right here next to the hood lever. Okay, and then you need to disconnect these 2 connectors. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that we need to remove this panel also on the side of the center console. It's just a single Phillips screw here. So you need to take the panel, slide it forward, and it comes out like this. So there are 2 tabs here locking it in place. So this plastic panel should come down fairly easily, I think. I just need to get this ducting out of the way. Like this. All right, so just take it out. So if you've never worked in this area of your E32, I highly recommend that you replace the bushings on your pedals because these deteriorate over time, and you get an imprecise and sort of sloppy pedal. but restoring the bushings really give you a nice pedal. Also, you can tighten this large nut there by the steering column. It really helps also to free up the grease there inside in the splines area. So the splines there, because this will also give you the ability of using the telescoping feature of your steering wheel. I made a video about this a while ago, so I will link it in the description. Okay, so as we look inside this jungle of wires and cables, this is the actual part we are interested in. So this is the brake light switch. We'll start by removing the connector from the switch. It was quite simple, really not difficult to remove. I believe my switch was already replaced by BMW in the 90s or something like that. I have some records from my car. Yeah, it might be easier than yours to remove. Before I remove the switch from the car, I want to show quickly how it's held in place. So there are two main components to the switch. There's the plunger here that actually activates the switch, and then there's a red sleeve here that locks it in place inside the bracket. So before removing the switch, what you need to do is grab a screwdriver or a pick, whatever, and then you need to insert it on the sleeve like this, and you need to pull it all the way out, like so. And what this does is that it clears the two tabs here, so that it allows you to push these tabs, because when the sleeve is fully in, these tabs cannot be pushed anymore. So you really need to extend it all the way, and then you pinch, or most likely you push with a screwdriver on this ledge here on the tab, and then you can pull the switch out of the bracket. And when installing it, you place the sleeve in this position, like the fully extended position, and then you insert it into the bracket, and then you push it all the way back, and it cannot come out anymore because the locking tabs are well, they're locked in place. So that's how you remove and install the switch. And if you understand how it works, it's really easy, and you don't need to, you know, grab pliers or cut the plunger or do crazy things like this. By the way, if for some reason your switch has a really short travel like this, you don't have to worry, because this can be pulled back. So you just grab it and pull it hard like this, and then it will restore the length. And actually, this is not quite right. I need to pull it again like this. So it looks like there are several steps in the adjustment of the plunger, maybe for different applications like different cars or the pedal setups, but yeah, it can all be adjusted, and it still works perfectly. To remove the switch, I started the car for a few seconds to build vacuum inside the brake booster so that my son could apply pressure on the brake pedal. And then I slid the locking sleeve forward to release it. And since I didn't see it anymore, I thought that it was fully pulled back. So I used my fingers, a pick, and after that a screwdriver to try to push on this tab on the side, but nothing worked. So later I realized that, you know, the locking sleeve is probably not fully disengaged. So I went under with a pick to pull hard on it, and I pulled so hard that it actually came out of the switch with the plunger. But anyway, it was released, so that was the main issue. So then I just used a screwdriver to push on the tab, and then the switch came out right away without any issues. So you really need to make sure that the locking sleeve is fully disengaged. And something I just noticed, the bracket is actually keyed here in this corner. There's a small notch, and if we look at the switch, there's a small notch coming out there. You see it on the left side here in the video. So that means that the switch goes this way. And this matches with the old switch because the BMW logo was facing exactly in this direction. The installation of the switch was surprisingly easy. You just have to line up the switch with the notch inside the bracket. Then you push it in place, and you can reach under with your finger to slide the locking sleeve in place like so. And then you just need to reconnect the connector. And that's pretty much it, really. There's nothing more to it than that. It's a lot easier to reinstall than remove. And here you can see that my son releases the brake pedal, and it makes contact with the plunger. Okay, so my son Charles and I finished installing the switch, and he will try now to press on the brake pedal. Very nice. So it's all working correctly, and this is a successful repair. Great. Reinstalling everything is pretty simple. It's just a reverse order of how you took it out. The only tricky part, I think, is this panel here, because it has a sort of hook there that you need to insert into this hole in the dash panel, but it won't go easily, at least if you have this switch installed there in the panel. So the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to release the switch, feed the connector, and then pivot the wooden panel so that it enters the hole there and grabs the innermost side of the panel like this. And this will ensure that it really clips in place securely. Then insert the pin inside the grommet there. Mine is badly damaged, but I can still manage to insert it correctly. Okay, then you can push the trim this way if you want to align it better there. And then you take your switch, plug it in, then feed it carefully inside the opening until it clicks in place. Like so. So there you go. That's how you reinstall the wooden trim without breaking anything. Well, I can confirm that we have definitely fixed the issue, because when I get in the car and I put it in drive while holding the brake pedal, so brake pedal, reverse, no more error message. Yay! Great repair, success rate of 100%, and yeah, definitely something that I recommend you do if you have this error on your car. So that's it, folks, and thanks for watching and following my channel. If you like my videos, please subscribe. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.